in the last couple of months, and also some of the things that are coming up. So thanks for putting up with me chatting to you on this format using the GoPro app to live stream to YouTube. If you're not watching this live and you're watching it later, thank you very much for doing that. And if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like and perhaps consider giving us a subscribe as well. First thing I want to talk about is something that happened at the end of July going into August. Got a notification from one of the third-party platforms that I use that we'd hit 30,000 views. Now, I know there are a lot of channels that get like 1 million views per video, but I'm not one of those channels yet. And I say yet because I'm hopeful, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. So for me, hitting 35 or 30,000 views on this channel is just incredible. And I got a very cool certificate from this third-party YouTube service saying, you know, you've hit 30,000 views, which is amazing. I mean, if you consider it, I think we've got like how many videos? About 120 videos, so getting 30,000. I think it's closer to 35 now. 35,000 views. It's just mind-blowing, and I'm super grateful and super excited about that. The other thing that happened at the end of July was we hit 300 subscribers, and it was pretty cool because we picked up, I think, almost 100 subscribers in between June and July, just after I shared the Comrades Marathon video. That video did pretty well. Big thanks to my friend Arnie Getz for sharing it on his platform as well. And we picked up like 100 subscribers. Now, I know, again, some channels get like 100 subscribers a day. Some get 1,000 subscribers a day. You know, there are just channels with insane amounts of subscribers. And kind of what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get to that 500 mark, 500 subscriber mark, and then sort of build from there and go for that 1,000 subscribers and see where it goes from there. One of the criticisms that I get on the channel is that it's too varied. Like there's some travel videos, there's some flights, there's race work, there's inspirational interviews. There's some of my fitness stuff. You know, I've struggled with fitness, so you know, I've been running. I've started a second YouTube channel. It's called Come Run With Me, and if you want to give that a subscribe as well, I'd be super happy. Currently 2 videos and 0 subscribers, so loads of fun. But the reason I started this YouTube channel was not very niched, and I know a lot of people say that to be successful on YouTube, you need to be super niche, but I'm not doing it just for the numbers. Or the partner revenue program. I mean, if that happens, that's great. But if it doesn't, that's fine. I just wanted to share some of my creativity and share some of the passions that I have, particularly around traveling. I really enjoy the travel. So the work that I do for Ironman and Ocean Man is mind-blowing that I get to do it. I get to, you know, fly on some of the most amazing airlines, with the most amazing airlines and some of the most amazing planes. I also get to go to some of the most incredible places and Ironman and Ocean Man race in just the most beautiful countries. And I was just looking at my travel map, you know, on Apple Photos. It shows you where you've taken photos. And I mean, there's just, yeah, some locations that if I wasn't doing this work, I would never have been to those locations. So I didn't really set this up to become a massive viewed or membership or subscriber channel, but obviously you'd like the subscribers, but I just wanted to share my journey, share some of the things that I do, you know, and it's a cool way for people who know me from the radio side of things, and then those that know me now from the Ironman side of things, just to stay in contact with me. The long form interviews that I do are with people that I find inspirational. I'm going to talk about one of those guys that we're going to desperately get onto the YouTube channel that I met in Sweden, a guy called Mike from Canada. I really want to get him onto the channel. And then I'll share like the races that I go to, the venues that I go to, the flights that I like. I recently did a comparison between Turkish Airlines and Air France, and it kind of came out, for me, it kind of came out equal. They're both really good airlines with a slight edge to Turkish on service and options, but then Air France has got onboard Wi-Fi for free for messaging, which is pretty cool. Anyway, I digress. So basically, I wanted to say thank you for helping me get to above 30,000 views since we last did a live stream, and thank you for getting me up to 327 subscribers. massive numbers, I know. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, if you wouldn't mind considering giving us a subscribe. I promise to give you the best content that I can deliver, and it'll never be boring. It'll always have some value to it. So I was in Kazakhstan again. I think it's my fifth visit to Kazakhstan. I was in a place called Astana, previously known as Nur-Sultan, for the Ironman 70.3 Astana and Ironman Kazakhstan. Both races happen on the same day, which is pretty cool. And I got to work with my friend Alexei Sidorenko, who's the race director and sort of manager of that project. Alongside him, the GM operations manager, Marek Nemchik, Alexei Kalinin, who is our head referee, that is a really good friend of mine, and the whole team. Really just worked with the whole team in Kazakhstan, and not the largest amount of athletes that raced it, but what a great vibe, you know. It's just, well, I mean, Ironman racing for me is always super emotional because it's people taking on something seemingly impossible and showing that they can. And the people of Kazakhstan are just so friendly and so welcoming. If you are a foreigner in their country, they make you feel so at home. And so the finish line was a buzz. The run course and bike course was amazing. And I really enjoyed going to Kazakhstan. If you haven't raced in Kazakhstan, I highly suggest come into race, because Alex and Marek and the team really put on a phenomenal race. You know, they go all out, and the athletes' bags that they got given, I'm so sad I didn't get one, is probably one of the nicest gifts I've seen at any Ironman race. Talking about unique countries that I went to, it's so weird. I've traveled a lot outside of South Africa, but never to another African country. And this year, thanks to Brenda and the team in Rwanda and Keith Bola and the team in South Africa who assist with the Ironman Rwanda race, I got to go to Rwanda. And I must be honest, I was super excited. Got to Rwanda. First thing that struck me was the fact that the city Kigali is super clean and neat and tidy. And as we drove out to Rubavu, which is where we had the race, the video is on the channel if you want to go and have a look-see at what it looked like. Rubavu, just the whole drive there, super neat, tidy country, friendly people. And if you consider what Rwanda's been through, in 1994, the very same year that South Africa achieved independence, the Rwandan genocide happened, where figures, some say up to 1 million people died in 90 days, which is insane. And if you consider how this country has sort of learned to forgive and learned to heal and come back together as a nation and rebuilding their country and a pride in their country, there's a real Rwandan pride that I think, certainly in my country, I think a lot of South Africans lack that. Like we need to do better in being proud of who we are, not just our natural beauty in South Africa, but who we are as a people. Diverse, yes, but South African. And the Rwandans did that. And a great race in Rwanda. Again, not the largest field of athletes, but super well done. And I have to say to Keith Bola and to Werner and to Michelle and Cherie and the whole Ironman South Africa team that went up to assist with the race, well done. And then to Brenda and the team in Rwanda, the team that run the event and own the event in Rwanda, wow, you guys were amazing. And to Visit Rwanda, the sponsors, thank you so much for everything that you did for us. So Rwanda was incredible. I have to talk about this race. This was Ironman Kalmar. This is my second year going to Ironman Kalmar. Last year I was in there, and I mean, the race is amazing. I didn't feel like I did my best job in Sweden last year, so I went back there this year with a purpose of really giving some value to Henrik and Magnus and Bjorn. I wanted to do better than I did last year, and I feel like I achieved that. Working with Henrik, who is the regional director for that area for Ironman, and then working alongside Magnus Nyberg, who's the race director, who's just one of the most amazing people on the planet, and lead announcer Bjorn Mortensen, who has just become such a good friend as well as a great leader of the announcing team. Is such a privilege, and Kalmar is just such a beautiful place in Sweden. It's in the south of Sweden. It is friendly. It is a relatively small city for European standards, but it's such a beautiful city, and it's just clean and beautiful. Swedish people are extremely polite, extremely welcoming, and super generous with everything. If you need something, they'll help you. There's just no doubt about it. And then, of course, the course is amazing. The swim course out of the harbor is phenomenal. The bike course, which goes over the bridge to Öland, it's a 6-kilometer bridge, and you'll never get to cycle on that bridge other than during the Kalmar weekend. The run course takes you through the beautiful city of Kalmar, but mostly through the old city, which is phenomenal, and you loop past the finish line 3 times before on the 4th time you finish. And then the crowds in Kalmar are just insane. They took a measurement of unique cell phone pings off the towers at last year's events, and I think it was upwards of 20,000 unique cell phones that were in that area between 11 and midnight. And this year it looked actually bigger. So big thank you to Henrik, Magnus, Bjorn, David, our co-announcer, Pierre, who's just not just a great co-announcer, but he's also a phenomenal singer, and our amazing DJ, Stefan. I mean, Stefan is such a talented DJ, and really it's such a great team. And all of the guys, the swim course director, bike course director, run course director, finish line director, thank you so much for having me in Sweden. I really enjoyed that. Came back to South Africa after pretty cool flights with Emirates Airlines. The video is up. If you want to watch the Kalmar video, please, it's on the channel as well. It's just phenomenal. Went for a cool run there as well in Sweden. Came back, and then 2 days later jetted off to my old hometown of East London, to Hemingway's Casino, where we got to spend a little bit of time at the Taste the Good Life Food and Wine Fair, which was completely different. I mean, you go from 30,000 people watching a finish line at Ironman to 1,000 people a day at a wine fair. Completely different environment, different style of announcing, but I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun. And that video is also up on the channel as well. So thank you to Neville and Dean and the team at Hemingway's for allowing me to come and be a part of your Taste the Good Life Food and Wine Fair. And it was so cool to catch up with East London. I love East London. It was home for a long time, and who knows, it might be home again one day. We'll see. But that was fun. So that's kind of the events that I've been at, and the things that have been happening on the channel. The different achievements that we're trying to get to. Things coming up. Super excited to be going back to Salalah, which was my first visit to Oman last year. It was kind of a last minute call from Mohammed Obadani, who's the race director, and he runs the Ironman circuits in Oman. And I had such a great time in Salalah. Then earlier this year, the very first international race I did this year was in Muscat in Oman, where I worked with Ahmed, my new co-announcer, who's a phenomenal guy as well, super talented. And so, we're going back to Oman in the middle of September. For the second edition of Salalah, Ironman 70.3 Salalah Havana, which is just the most amazing resort with just the most incredible beachfront and marina, and the hotel service is phenomenal, beautiful, endless swimming pools, and that real sort of Middle Eastern beauty and Oman is kind of different because it's a lot greener than the rest of the Middle East, and that particular region around Salalah is just phenomenal. And then from there, I go to a place that I've never been to, a country I've been to before, but a place I've never been to. We go to Sicily, we go to Palermo for the Ocean Man Ultra race in Palermo, and a big thank you to Mark Meldau and Fermin Guido and Botana and the team at Ocean Man for having me. And I can't wait to work with Monica, my co-announcer. If you want to see some of the Ocean Man stuff we've done, where Mark, myself, and the team and Monica have announced, that's all on the channel as well. And that'll take us into October. So we go to Palermo, we go to Oman, then we go to Palermo, and then back home for a bit. And then I might be going to Johannesburg for the Johannesburg Ultra, the Joburg Ultra race. That's not confirmed yet, but Damien, shout out to you. If you want me there, I'm happy to come. And then it is the big tour. It's the 3-week tour where I go visit my friend Goran in a place called Porridge in Croatia for the Ironman 70.3 Porridge. Last year was the first edition of the race, and it was amazing. and super keen to go back and work with Goran and the team, and to see my friends in Croatia. It's a country, it was one of the first international countries that I worked in Croatia, so I have a really cool relationship with that country. I love going there. From there, I go to a group of people that have become almost more family than friends or people that I work with, to Thanasis Papadimitrou and Luis Katseles and the team. I go and work with them in Greece for the Ironman 70.3 Vouliagmeni in Greece. It'll be my third visit to Greece, and I'm super excited about that. If you haven't entered, the entries are still open for that race. It's just outside of Athens, a new race venue we used last year. Really going to be amazing. And a big thank you to them for bringing me across. And then heading across to a race that has been on my schedule for many years, and one that I missed once due to the COVID pandemic, but I was back there last year working with some of the most amazing people. I go and visit my friend Johannes Ethel and Cem and Ergun and the team in Turkey for the Ironman 70.3 Antalya. So it's going to be quite a busy September, a super busy October. We might have an Oceanman race in November, and then possibly going back to the Middle East in December. So the point of the live stream was just to bring you up to speed, talk about some of the achievements on the channel, some of the races that I have done, and of course talk about where I'm going. We'll let that play out, and at the end of October, we'll do another live stream to give you an update of how things went and what's the plan for the rest of the year. Thank you so much for watching this, either live or recorded. Bless you.